team like Kyrie and KD. Or the Lake Show with King James and AD. Wish I could match him up with the bad boys from the 80s. But no black and white, I need that in HD. HenDawgz.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy HenDawg, and we back to it. You know how we do it. Larry Bird best highlights. Let's get to it, man. Bird Gang, where you at? If you're part of the Bird Gang, man, write something in the comments. I appreciate all of y'all, man. I get a lot of support from the Bird Gang, so it's only right that I do Larry Bird video, man. Before we get into it, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. On the way to 10K. I feel like I've been saying this forever. So that means y'all not doing your job. I've been saying this for entirely too long that I'm trying to get to 10K. And we're not there yet. But we gonna get there eventually, man. But I hope y'all just enjoy this video, honestly. That's the main goal. Just enjoy this. Like, if you're having a long day, you know, just not so much of a positive day, I hope that my videos give you that. I hope my videos always are like, you know what, like, it's been a long, stressful day, man. Let me go get on the HenDawgz channel and go watch some dope basketball content. So hopefully I'm doing that for y'all. If I'm not, then I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna get better over time. But let's get into this video, man. We got Larry Bird's best highlights. Let's get it.
Hey guys, this is Dominic Wilkins.
Hey, this is Sean Kemp.
This is Gary Payton.
Hey, this is Marcus Hall. What's up? This is Vince Carter here. Hey, what's up? This is Matt Barnes. If you're an old school NBA fan like I am, make sure you check out the Basketball Time Machine with my man Sean David.
Hey guys,
what up, Sean?
Welcome back to the Basketball Time Machine. My name is Sean David. Thanks for tuning in. Let's talk some old school NBA basketball. In today's episode, I will be looking at some of the greatest Larry Bird moments. So it will be a reaction video to my second favorite player of all time, and I was looking forward to do this episode for such a long time, so I'm very glad that I can do it now. But before we dive into that, let me ask you guys for a small favor. Please check out the video of today's sponsor. Today's video is brought to you by HelloFresh. So next,
HelloFresh is not endorsing us, so we're gonna say goodbye, Fresh. Let's work.
So the first clip that I will be looking at are Larry Bird's greatest assists, which is the second favorite category that I have for this video. So let's get into it.
Assists? Okay.
Nice touch pass by Larry.
Tiny. You know.
This is something that most coaches will tell you not to do, like jump into the air and then make a decision what you're going to do. Here again, Larry Bird was the master when it came to jumping up and then the last second make a decision. Most coaches will tell you not to do it, but Larry Bird is Larry Bird, so you can do it.
He can do what he wants.
What a great pass to Kevin McHale.
A good move by Thomas. The left hand didn't work.
Amazing hustle play. This is also a category that I will have in this video. Greatest hustle plays by Larry Bird. Also a criteria that made him so great. Great pass, man.
Come on, Carr. Lays got stuck, didn't he?
A little bit of a hot potato this trip. Larry Bird.
Those touch passes.
One thing I always say about these passes videos is like, don't get me wrong, Larry Bird is a hell of a passer. Like, he's making these passes look crazy. But if the person on the opposite end is not ready for the ball, those great passes don't matter. So shout out to Kevin McHale. Shout out to Robert Parrish. Robert Parrish, that's my guy, man. The Chief, that's my dude. Shout out to Gerald Henderson, Dennis Johnson. All these different players, like, they had to be ready for that ball. Tiny Archibald, like, he could do those no-look touch passes behind the back. He could do all of that, but if the person not ready, it don't matter. So shout out to them too.
Boy, that was absolutely.
I love that so much.
Quickly ahead to Bird.
Behind the back. You gotta
You know,
be
when
ready.
people talk about
Chief, you
Magic
better go
Johnson,
dunk
who
that.
obviously is the greatest point guard of all time, but to me, Larry Bird was in the same kind of passing category, and the only difference was Magic was running the floor more, so he would grab a rebound and then run coast to coast and then make a pass.
Oh my God.
Larry Bird didn't have that opportunity that often, so he would have less touches. But from the skill set of passing, Larry Bird is in the same category as Magic Johnson to me.
Ooh, that's tough. That's tough. What do y'all think about that? You know, I always heard this quote. Hopefully I don't mess it up, but they said that Magic Johnson makes a simple pass look crazy, and Larry Bird makes a crazy pass look simple. So, you know, it might just be a simple bounce pass, but, you know, Magic gonna have his tongue out. Like, he gonna make that simple pass look so much harder than it was, where Larry Bird was the opposite. You know, he doesn't have much flash, so, you know, it may look like a simple pass, but it was really a super hard, tough pass. So I say that to say this. Got a question for y'all. Would y'all say, like what Basketball Time Machine just said, that skill-wise, Magic Johnson and Larry Bird is in the same category with passing? I don't know, man. I still got to give the nod to Magic. Bird Gang, don't attack me. But I still got to give the nod to the better passer, to Magic Johnson. But I don't know. It's close.
Bird has about an inch or two on it, right?
Little shimmy, shoulder fake.
Celtics will try and get it into McHale.
Change my mind, Bird.
As usual,
Change my mind.
Those behind the back passes, man.
Like, it's just so crisp.
Danny dumps it. Tip pass, Bird to Maxwell.
Unbelievable. Show me one guy who sees this video and tells me that Larry Bird is not probably the best the best passing forward of all time.
Best passing forward of all time?
LeBron James, period.
Oh.
And LeBron James has more touches, so sorry LeBron, but Larry's my man.
Sorry, LeBron.
In general, but also in passing.
Faces up on Lambeer. No. Loose ball. Tyler. Stolen by Bird. Off to McHale.
Yes.
Nice dish to McHale. So those were the assists, and I gotta be honest, I mean, I just said it, but this guy was so skilled when it came to passing, and if he would have handled the ball a little bit more, like Magic did, I think we would probably be talking about second best, third best passer of all time. The amount of no-look passes, the amount of touch passes. This guy had court vision. And we have to remember, back in the day, back in the 80s and the 90s, when the floor wasn't as stretched as it is now with all the three-point shooting, the paint was way more narrow than it is nowadays. And Larry Bird was still always find the open man and the little gaps in between. So a good passer back in the day had to be way more precise and had to have way better court vision than you need nowadays, as I just explained. So,
I feel like it's a shot at LeBron, because it's just like, you know, LeBron is a great passer, but, you know, he has all these players, all the defense, his team, everybody's so spaced out, so it's easier to see people. Whereas back in the day, which is, I'm not saying he's wrong. Like, he's true. I just always kind of feel like people kind of always trying to take shots at Bron, but yeah, it's true. It's true. Like, when the paint is very congested and it's not too many people spaced out, that will be harder to make, you know, accurate passes, you know, passes on point for people to score. Like, that would make it tougher, but Larry Bird still did it. So shout out to Bird, man.
So, Larry Bird was an incredible passer. Incredible passer. Anyway, now let's take a look at, the hustle plays. I love that too. Let's take a look at the hustle plays.
Hustle plays, okay. This is what fucked his back up.
You know, this is a thing that I love about Larry Bird so much. Sacrificing his body for his team. And obviously Dennis Rodman did the same, and I think he doesn't get enough credit for that. Sacrificing your body all the time, but Larry Bird was just in the same kind of category. And people overlook this criteria. To me, this is greatness. And there's a legendary story. Okay, let's talk about that game. Larry Bird dropping to the floor, has a concussion, goes backstage in the playoffs against the Pacers. Everybody thinks Larry's out. Obviously, you saw the scene; it looked terrible. And the guy's coming back after a few minutes and wins the game against the Indiana Pacers in the playoffs. And yeah, unbelievable. And this to me is just the pure definition of what made Larry Bird so great. That plus all the other criteria that he fulfilled, but that is just amazing. And there is a story that after Larry Bird's third season, his doctor told him that if he continues to play like that, he will have a short NBA career. And Larry's response was, "But this is the only way I know how to play."
Get it out, Sean.
And this just sums it up so well. This is what Larry Bird did and what made him so special, sacrificing his body like all the time.
I was gonna say that too. Like, I'm almost positive that if Larry Bird didn't, throw his body around like that, like, he wasn't just sacrificing himself so much on the court, he probably would have played 5 to 6 more years. But I think that's what makes him so great is he was only going by, one game at a time. Like, he's not preserving his body for the future. It's like, no, I'm about to play as hard as I can for this game and win this game. I'm gonna have the same mentality for 10 years, 12, for as long as I can. Like, I'm sure he didn't even have it, like, not for 10 years. I'm gonna do it for as long as I possibly can. And that's what makes him so great, man. That's why he has a category of him being one of the most toughest players, one of the most giving the most hustle out of any player Like, that's why he has that category, because he didn't care about the longevity of his career. Like, I don't care if my back not gonna hold up. I want to win this game that we're playing right now. I can never respect that, man.
Oh, amazing.
What we got next?
I don't know why this criteria, like hustle, plays, and sacrifice, is not up there with scoring, because to me, I was a semi-professional player myself, and
let me see some highlights.
I had a guy on my team who was not a great scorer, was not a great shooter, but he sacrificed so much when it came to hustle plays, and he was so valuable. He was like the most valuable player on my team because of that criteria. And when people talk about Larry Bird, they talk about his shooting, that he was not slow but still effective. Yeah, that's all true. But the hustle plays, come on, people, this is such a valuable criteria, and a thing to me that made Larry Bird super special. Super special. And I hope you guys agree that this was just amazing.
I agree. Do y'all agree?
So the next video that I want to take a look at are, some highlights. So let's take a look at some highlights of Larry Bird, also some scoring and clutch moments. Let's take a look. So, top 10 Larry Bird moments. Sports Center, thank you very much for putting up this video. Let's see what you got for me. Number 10. Okay, three-point shooter. Everybody knows the story that Larry Bird went into the locker room asking all the other contestants who's going to come in seconds. Trash talk at his best. And yeah, now you got the finger. Yeah, this... Big balls, my man, big balls.
Hey, yo.
This guy was the perfect combination of everything. Oh, yeah. Also one of the most classic plays of Larry Bird.
The left?
Never seen such a play by anybody. I know Dominique Wilkins was known for getting his own rebound and dunking the ball, but
that's tough.
Grabbing the ball in the air, moving the ball from the right to the left. Wonderful play. Okay, we've seen that one. That was against the Indiana Pacers in the 1991 playoffs. And the great thing was Chuck Person was trash talking Larry Bird during the game and before the game, and yeah, that's what you got. That's what you get trash talk Larry Bird. If you don't know,
in 1991, was he still doing a lot of trash talking? Because I know back in the early 80s, mid 80s, when he was healthy and he was winning, like, I know he was talking hella shit. Like, that was what made Larry Bird so great, was his trash talking back then. But even with the bad back, like 1990, 91, was he still, known for his trash talking? I'm actually curious, because if he is, he's even more of a legend, man, because he was really out there, like, handicapped. Like, they said he used to have to lay down on the bench. Airplanes, he had to lay down. Like, he was not a normal athlete because of his back. But he was like, I don't care. Like, I'm still going to talk my shit. I'm still better than everybody. Like, or was he just quiet? He was more relaxed. He knew that he couldn't really, mess with people too much because of his back. So let me know how he was back in, like, towards the end of his career as far as trash talk. Let me know.
Know the game, take a look. This game is amazing. Larry Bird played out of his mind after his concussion. And obviously, this game
I was on the Hawks
against the Atlanta Hawks.
These ain't my teammates no more. We gonna fight.
60 points.
Look
at those shots. Look at those shots.
Look at the
and
shots.
Look at the bench players. They're going crazy because Larry Bird is destroying them and they can't believe what they're seeing. And Larry Bird is telling his opponents every single play in advance. Unbelievable. The left-handed game also amazing. He almost played the entire game with his left hand. Why? Because he was bored. He told his teammates before the game that he is so bored and he needs... Look at his play. Dunking with the left hand. He needs some excitement.
That was a dunk.
He said, okay, let me play the game with my left hand. What are you going to do against such a player? The ultimate destruction mentally. Yeah.
I actually just thought about something too, though. Like, number 7 on the list was his 60-point game. Like, if I would have before this would have thought, like, what's his top 10 plays, I would have thought that 60-point game was at least top 2 or number 1. But I think it just goes to show how great of a player he was. Like, yeah, he had 60 in a game, but he had 6 moments that was better than that. So y'all let me know, is this accurate? Is this accurate? Do you think that 60-point game should be, a little bit higher? Or do y'all think that he really has so many more moments that was better than that 60-point game? Let me know. A triple-double in the playoffs is crazy.
1981 NBA Finals against the Houston
Rockets.
Rockets.
Not in the playoffs.
Larry was playing out of his mind again. You could easily make a top 100 plays of Larry Bird video.
Do it then.
That's an idea for... Yeah, that's an idea. I'll do that at some point.
Once they do it, I'll react to it.
What a play.
Another triple-double? Get out the way, number 33. Get out the way.
Nice pass. Court awareness.
Good rebound, good pass.
Also something. Basketball IQ and court awareness.
What's top 3?
Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, Magic.
Dominique.
They're in their own category. Yeah. One of his biggest rivals, Dominique Wilkins. Super interesting. On Audible, you will find an audiobook from Larry Bird's. Yeah.
Alright, so shout out to my guy Chris Staples. That's my boy. We actually was just talking about making some dunk content soon, so stay tuned for that. But he just did an interview with Dominique Wilkins. And I want to know, like, how was his game back then? Was he more than a dunker? Because all I can really think of is his dunks. Like, that's all I really think of. But when I watched the interview between him and Chris, that was one thing that Dominique said. He was like, because Chris was obviously, Chris is a dunker also. And so the interview was revolved around dunking. So that was one thing that Dominique kind of said in the interview, though. He was like, I appreciate this interview. Like, this is super cool to talk about, your dunk experience, my dunk experience. But I want people to know me for more than my dunking. So was Dominique Wilkins a bucket?
Larry Bird's biography or something like that. And he talks about Dominique Wilkins. And back in the days, he didn't have too much respect for Dominique Wilkins because he thought that Dominique was always too focused on himself instead of his team. Interesting. You should read it or listen to it. Yeah, in Magic Johnson's face. This play haunts Magic.
Come here, Magic. Even though I got the Magic shoe right here.
1984 Finals, yeah.
Signed and everything. Shout out to the Lakers, man.
Number 1. Okay, what you got for
number
me?
1?
What's your number 1 play?
Ooh, the steal.
Oh, it's a steal by Bird.
To the pass.
To DJ. Yeah. Unbelievable. Taking the ball away from Isaiah Thomas, then have the presence of mind to pass in the last second to Dennis Johnson. Unbelievable. And that's the thing with Larry Bird. It's the game that's not over until it's over. You got to play until the last second.
Wow.
Beautiful place. Beautiful place.
Is that it?
I said it before, I will say it again. Larry Bird is my second favorite player of all time, and the big reason why is, to me, he was the complete package. And he had so many things that made him special. You know what? Most players, when you talk about them you have like one or two things that they do extremely well and that made them special, but Larry Bird had so many things that made him special. If it was his passing skill, if it was his clutchness, if it was his 3-point shot for a big man, if it was his court awareness, if it was his basketball IQ, if it was his passes, this guy could do so many things extremely well, and there are not many players. Thinking of it, Michael Jordan is the first player that comes to mind, but after that I have to think already. This guy was just unbelievable. Unbelievable. And there's a reason why he's my number 2 guy. And he basically climbed my ladder in the top 10 over the past 10 years from position number 8 to 7 to 6 to 5 to 4 to 3. That guy is just unbelievable. Anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video too. As I said, it was a little...
Shout out to Sean David, man. Oh, NBA Legends explain why Sean Kemp was a monster? Might react to that. Who was better, Sean Kemp or Dominique Wilkins? I'm pretty sure it was Dominique, but I don't know. I want y'all to answer that question. But I appreciate y'all for watching this video. This was a super good video. And one thing I want to correct Sean David on, something he just said, is he said that Larry Bird was a great shooter for a big man. He was a great shooter, period. I don't care if he was 6'1", 6'2", 5'2", 7'3". Like, he was a great shooter no matter if he was a big man or a little man. Like, it didn't matter. He was just a great shooter in general. But I appreciate y'all for watching this video, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all like this video if y'all liked it. And go ahead and write something in the comments. I got 2 questions for y'all. Where does Larry Bird rank on your all-time list? And where does he rank on your all-time favorite list? That's 2 different ones. You know, Kobe Bryant, I always say Kobe Bryant is my GOAT, but Michael Jordan is the GOAT. Like, it's a difference. It's a difference. Kobe is 1 on my list, but he's 2 on my, he's 1 on my favorite player list, but he's 2 on my all-time list. So let me know where Larry Bird ranks on your list, man. But I appreciate y'all like always. We out.